Maybe I'll be able to speak in a minute. Hello, everybody. Cecil Pearson Jr. coming at you here live on YouTube on this fine Sunday morning. Hope every one of you are more blessed than I am. I am blessed, but I hope y'all are all more blessed than me. This is not really a religious message today. It's about my TikTok account and my wife. Now, I've mentioned numerous times that I have a TikTok account. For those of you that don't know the name of it, it's Old Big Mouth because of the filter that I use. Look it up. You may have some humor. You may find some funny. That's what it's about over there. Most of it anyway. But anyways, hello Indian Creek, Sister Chrissy, Chelsea, Dwethy, Frank, Logan, Travis, Fernando, Brother Bud, Logan, James, Sister Gail, Teresa. Teresa got that package. Thank you so much. Grim, Tony, Jim. Love each and every one of you and glad you're here. Now, first off, let me just go straight to Mr. Joe. You need to grow a set of nuts. And I realize that might not sound like something that a preacher should say, but you need to grow a pair. Why you got to run to Brent with something that you're concerned about me? Why not just come to me? Eh? Why? Because you're running around trying to stir up drama and trouble. Because your life sucks so bad, you can't figure your head from your butt. Oh, Trent, Tony, I'm sick and tired of people trying to find something to slam me over. I don't hide the fact that I have a TikTok account, and I am certainly not a fake preacher. You don't like what I got to say? Get off my channel. And let me tell you something. There's a whole bunch of Christians that need to reach back and grab that Jesus stick that's rammed up their butthole and pull it out. Grow a sense of humor. If you think that I'm going to be miserable my whole life just to please you, you've lost your cotton-picking mind. But no, you got to run behind my back, Joe, and try to cause problems. Brent does more outrageous stuff on TikTok than I do. But let's talk about the TikTok account for just a minute. I created my TikTok account right after my wife died because my children asked me to. Their mama had one, and she cut the fool with them on TikTok. And they wanted daddy to take mama's place and cut the fool with them on TikTok. So that's just what their daddy did. And then a lot of people liked what I was doing. They liked the fact that I would sit there and do the washing machine. Or I'd make up little funny stories and tell. They love to hear me sing the country music. They love to hear me sing the parody songs. They love to hear me sing my gospel music and my original music. They just love to hear me sing, just like y'all do. Then I found this filter. Is makes you have a great big mouth. It changes your voice, makes you sound funny. So I decided I'd do that. I brought my kids into it. Me and Maddie sing together on there. Me and Cecil did a skit together on there. Me and my family use TikTok to have fun with one another. Then there was the banter between me and Gail. There's no cussing on my TikTok. There's no vulgarness on my TikTok. There's no naked on my TikTok. There's no sexy dancing. Because, honey, you can't dress up a sow's ear and make a silk purse out of it. Ain't nothing sexy about this. Get it? So there ain't none of that on there. There ain't no half naked on there. Tell me something, Joe. Why are you on TikTok and then complain about your pastor being on there? Pot kettle black much? It amazes me how people find you on a website that they think you ought not to be on because they're on it. Hypocrite! Viper! You like that? Oh, it's fine for everybody else to go have fun, but a pastor is supposed to walk around with a beast of burden on his back all the time. I got news for you. I don't have a beast of burden on my back because my burden was laid at the foot of the cross. Do you understand that? I am proud of my TikTok. And let me see here. Let me just see. And of my 39,800 followers over there, 39,800. A lot of people think I'm funny. I've been told I should take my act on the road. I'd be a good comedian because I'm clean and my stuff's still funny. But no, old Joe thinks I'm a fake pastor using this platform to make money by selling books. Well, here's a book report for you for this month. I sold one paperback book and I sold one electronic book. Last month, I sold no books. Last month, I didn't even make enough money on YouTube to get paid tomorrow. So the money that we usually get for eating on ain't gonna be there. Because I didn't make enough. I was laid up in a hospital dying. But that's okay, Joe. You think I'm in this for the money, that I'm a fake pastor. You're an idiot. I don't care if you don't ever come back to my channel. And if that's all you think about me, please let me pull my pants down, spread my cheeks where you can kiss a good spot. You know, old Brent. He's a scam buster. That's what he does. He lives for it. He lives for catching scammers. When he first come across me, he decided he'd start watching me and following me like a hound dog on everything because he was going to catch me scamming people. And what did he catch? He caught a good case of Holy Ghost fever and returned to the Lord. That's what he caught. And he caught himself a brother. Not just a best friend, a brother. If the king of scam busters endorses me, you can pretty well take that to the bank. But everybody thinks that I make Joel Osteen money here. For 2 months, last month and this month, $137. Please tell me where the Joel Osteen is in that. It ain't there. But now I've addressed this drama king named Joe far too much. Now I'm about to do something that I've been putting off and don't want to do because it's going to hurt me. But it needs to be done because there's people that need to have it. May the 30th, 2018, at 6:02 p.m., my wife passed away. I was holding her hand when she left. I watched her pupils dilate and knew she was gone. At the foot of the steps that I had to climb to get into the house on an ambulance stretcher. At first, when the doctors told me what had happened, that she was gone, I went to my knees screaming in that emergency room, and I don't remember any of it. They got me up and asked me if I'd like to see her. And I told them yes. And I went in and they still had the chest compression machine on her. It wasn't turned on, but it was on her. And I leaned over and I kissed her on the forehead. And I told her that I loved her. And I stood at the foot of her bed and I commanded that she come back. But God said no. because of the way she died, I had to sit and wait on a deputy coroner to get there. I had gone out and told Maddie and Ayana, they were the two that were with me, that their mama was dead. And I held my baby girls as they screamed and hollered and cried. And a fury was building inside me. Not an anger, a fury. I walked back in there, and the deputy coroner looked at me and he goes, "How much life insurance do you have on her?" I said, "None." "Why?" "Well, generally, when a person dies like this at such a young age, their spouse had something to do with it over money." And I cussed him for everything under the sun and told him to open his mouth to me one more time and I'd put him in the graveyard. And the sheriff, one of my best friends, was standing right beside me. And he just caught me and pulled me backwards and said, "Stand right there." He said, "This man loved his wife with everything. I've been to their house. I know this man. I know his wife. You go get your samples, but you ain't saying another word to him, because if you do, he will kill you. He'll kill you where you stand right in front of me, and there won't be a thing I can do about it except stand there and applaud. Now go get your samples and go on." Well, he went and collected his samples. Instead of a regular autopsy, they sent my wife's body to the butcher's, to the GBI crime lab, where everything was checked and tested for poison and everything possible under the sun. But I got back home that day and I stood out under the witching tree. It's a tree that I call the witching tree. And I screamed and shouted and cussed God for everything I was worth and he was worth, for taking my bear away from me. And I told him that I'd never preach, sing, or speak his name again until I knew why. And there had better be a good and well reason for it. And I was nowhere near as polite as I'm being right now. I was angry. I was beyond angry. I was beyond furious. I was livid with God for what he had done to me and to my children and to my grandchildren. And then that autopsy report arrived. And I opened it up. My wife had 3 separate kinds of cancer. She had thyroid cancer, she had stage 4 ovarian cancer, and she had stage 4 vaginal cancer, all of which are lethal. The thyroid had gone so far that it had already penetrated her lymph nodes. So she was going to die no matter what. And just out of nowhere, in a voice as loud as thunder, I could hear God speaking to me. "I saw the suffering you did not see. I saw the suffering that was to come with her trying to survive for you and your family. And I decided it was time for her to come into her reward and not suffer any longer. Don't you ever question me again. And all I could do was hit my knees and apologize. And I did just that in the very same spot that I screamed at him at. I hit my knees and I apologized to God because He kept my wife from suffering. And a lot of people lose somebody that they love today and they get angry with God. What they don't understand is they don't see the big picture. They don't see the suffrage that is to come. They don't know the heartache and the pain that is to come or the trauma that's to come. They can't see that. All they can see is the here and now. But when that spouse or that loved one, that mama, that daddy is taken away from you, you get mad at God. Because you're without that person. How selfish are we as human beings to become angry with God for allowing the people that we love access to Him in glory? How selfish are we? How selfish are we? We shouldn't be mad at God. We should be thankful that our loved ones are out of this garbage, this sin-filled, hate-filled, nasty world, and that they are in a place that the devil can never touch them again. Instead of being sorrowful, we should celebrate their life and have joy in our hearts that one day, if we do what we're supposed to do and act the way that we're supposed to act, that God will bring us into our reward. How dare you be angry with Him? I was, and I was wrong. He knew what He was doing when He took my dad and my mom and my granny and my grandma Ruth and everybody else I love. My sister. See, out of all my family, there's only 3 of us left. Me and my older sister Ann, and I got one cousin that talks to me, Gail Mosley, that comes in here and chat. Out of all my family, that's all I've got left. That's it. I've got nieces and nephews. I've got children. But of the family that I grew up with, that's all there is. There's no more little Granny Lord biscuits. There's no more Grandma's chocolate cake. There's no more of my mama's fried chicken. There's no more of my daddy's apple cakes. There's no conversations of, hey, Dad, what would you do in this situation? How would you advise me? Mama, this girl broke my heart. What do I do? Grandma, I don't know how to pray through this. Can you pray for me? Granny, how do I grow this? There ain't no more of that. There ain't none of that. I have to figure it out on my own. Going through all of this that I'm going through, there are no kisses from a wife. There are no, it's going to be okay. I'm here. I'll get you through it. There's none of that. There's none of that. Do I miss my wife every day? Every day. Would I love to hold her and kiss her? Yes, I would. Oh, God, I would. But I wouldn't wish her back in this world out of heaven for no amount of money, for no amount of kisses. I wouldn't wish her back for nothing. She's come into her reward. Now I've got to do what I've got to do to get to mine. I can't speak for y'all. I can't speak for you guys. I can only speak for myself. But me, I'm going to do what I've got to do so that I can see my Kate again. I can see my honey bear again. I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to do it with a glad heart. Though he slay me, yet will I serve him. No, I can't. Go back and watch some previous videos. So, for the people that think I'm a fake preacher and I'm in this for the money, you've lost your cotton picking mind. Don't you think if I had Joel Osteen money, I'd have my bathroom fixed, my dining room fixed, and my kitchen fixed? Don't you think I'd have my leaking roof fixed? That I'd have a better air conditioning and heating system? I wouldn't be driving a car that's a 2007. Do you think that I'd be worried about how I'm going to make my house payment next month or my insurance bill? Or why I'd be sitting here going, what in the name of God are my grandkids and my children going to eat next week? I wouldn't be worried about nothing if I had that kind of money. But I don't. I never have, and I never will, because I preach the truth. nothing but the truth. I'm sorry I don't believe in Paul's teachings. Some of them go directly against what Jesus said. And Jesus is the Savior. He didn't say, if you follow those teachings that come after me. He said, if you follow my teachings and keep my words, you will be saved. He didn't say nothing about nobody else's. So I'm sorry. I don't fall in line with all the super churches. I teach Jesus Christ, born of a virgin, raised as a human, preached as a minister, died as a martyr, and rose again and sits at the right hand of the Father as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And if that ain't good enough for you, bounce, baby. I don't need you here. That's all I got to say. I love each and every one of you, but I'm going to tell you something. Stop going to Brent. If you got a problem with me, you come at me with it. Grow a pair. If you don't have the testicular fortitude to say it to me, or the ovarian fortitude to say it to me, keep your lying mouth shut. Again, go look up my TikTok account. It's Old Big Mouth. Have fun. Maybe you'll find some humor. I love y'all, not nearly as much as God, but I love y'all. And the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I see yous tomorrow. Bye now.